Hello everyone. In this video, you'll learn how to import your 3D models into Spatial Stage. Let's start with some important information you need to know. Supported formats are OBJ, FBX, GLB, and GLTF. We recommend using the GLB format because it's a modern format commonly used in real-time engines. GLB packs geometry, materials, and textures into a single binary file, unlike OBJ or FBX, which store these separately. GLB files also load faster and are easier to work with. Keep in mind that Spatial Stage does not offer any 3D model editing options, so only import 3D models that are already prepared. If you plan to visualize your textures, such as images or designs, on the imported 3D models, these models must be UV mapped. A UV map is a 2D representation of the 3D model, and it looks like a grid. You can use the UV map as a template to create the graphics you want to display on the 3D model. In this tutorial, we'll use two models, one in OBJ format and one in GLB format, to demonstrate this feature. You can find both sample models to practice with on our Google Drive. The link is in the description of this video. For more free models, you can also visit sites like sketchfab.com. Let's start by opening Spatial Stage and loading a project. To import your 3D model, go to Actors, then My Actors. Click the Import button in the top and select your file. I will import both the OBJ and GLB files. After that, the 3D model will appear in your library. If your FBX or OBJ model comes with textures, import them too by going to Textures, then My Textures. Click the Import button and select your files. Supported formats are JPEG and PNG. Go back to your 3D model. To add it to the scene, simply drag and drop it into the viewport. We'll start with the GLB file. Once the model is loaded, you'll see it uploads with materials and textures already included. Now, let's try the OBJ. Once it loads, you'll notice it has no materials applied. You can use the material library in Spatial Stage to add materials. Make sure the 3D model is selected. You'll see it marked by a purple outline. You can also find the model in the outliner. Now, go to the editor. The first tab is Transform. Here you can move, rotate, or scale the imported model. You can either use the trackpad for quick adjustments or enter exact values for the X, Y, and Z axes. Turn on the gizmo if you want to manipulate the model directly in the scene. The second tab is called Materials. You will find a list of material slots for the imported model here. Each slot represents a different part of the actor's surface. These slots are created based on the meshes in your actor. If I switch to the GLB model, you can see it already has materials applied. Let's go back to the OBJ. You can click on a slot to select it, and then apply a new material from the library. You can also double-click on a part of the model in the viewport to select the material slot for that exact part, then choose your material, or drag and drop the material directly onto the 3D model. If you need to edit the material, you can do so in the Material Editor, where you can adjust color, roughness, metallic properties, other settings. If your FBX or OBJ 3D model comes with textures, you can apply them to the model. Select the part where the texture should appear, go to the Material Editor, then open a new browser window. Go to Textures and drag and drop your texture into the material. Keep in mind that the model must be UV mapped so the textures display correctly. Continue this process until all parts of the 3D model have their materials applied. Once you're ready, save your project before you start rendering your visuals. go to Projects in the top menu, then Saved, and click on Save As and save your project. After your project is saved, you can start rendering images or videos in the Camera tab. Check out our other video tutorial to learn more about rendering. Now, let's go over some common issues that might occur. Keep in mind that each model is created by a different author using different software, so there may be variations in how it appears when uploaded to Spatial Stage. Sometimes, the 3D model might appear too small after importing it into Spatial Stage. You can fix the scale either in a 3D editing software like Blender or directly in Spatial Stage by going to Editor, then Transform, and adjusting the scale there. When importing an FBX file, you might see an error saying this FBX version is not supported. In that case, you need to convert your model to a newer FBX version. You can do this using the Autodesk FBX Converter 2013 app in Blender. First, convert the model in the Autodesk Converter to FBX 2013. Then, open Blender, delete the default objects, and import your converted FBX. Once it loads, go to File, then Export, and choose FBX. In the Transform section, adjust the forward and up axes to match the orientation of the gizmo in the viewport. Click the Export button. Then, import the exported model into Spatial Stage again. There are also online tools like convert3d.org that you can use instead of Blender. Import your converted FBX from the Autodesk Converter and save it as GLB file, or again as an FBX. Sometimes, when importing an FBX file, the model might appear broken, with meshes out of place. In this case, you need to set the origin to the center of the model. To do this, open the model in Blender. Press the A key to select everything. Then press Ctrl+A and choose All Transforms. Press the A key again to select everything, then right-click on any part of the model and choose Set Origin, then Origin to 3D Cursor. Next, export the model by going to File, Export FBX. In the Transform section, adjust the forward and up axes to match the orientation of the gizmo in the viewport. Also, check the option Apply Transform. Then, import the exported model into Spatial Stage again. That's all for this video. If you need more information, check out our other tutorials. And if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find the contact information in the description below. Thank you for supporting us by subscribing to our channel, liking, or leaving a comment. Until next time.